Okay, people of God, Biafran people, lovers of freedom, welcome to our channel once again. This is Nelly's TV, as you know, and here we bring you news and news analysis, history and history analysis that you can use to get yourself very well informed in our world of today. Today, we are going to be looking into the contraption called Nigeria and how it is sinking deeper and deeper by the day into corruption, sinking deeper in corruption and getting stinking and disgusting. Of course, to those who have brains and those who have good judgment, but for the criminals and the corrupt elements that still make their living out of that contraption, you don't see anything wrong with it anyway. So they continue to sing praises unnecessarily just because they want to continue to benefit illicitly from that horrible and God-forsaken contraption they call Nigeria. Today, we are going to be looking into that. And before we continue, I would like to crave your indulgence to please hit the subscription button if you have not done so. If you've done so, thank you very much. And you don't need to hit it again, okay? The only thing you need to do now is to hit the like button and share the video with your loved ones. So let's go on. Nigeria has been on the news for some time, and as usual, for a wrong reason, as usual, because nothing good comes out of Nigeria and never will. So today, what is it we are talking about? Nigeria is now receiving very serious international embarrassment. And if you are still holding Nigerian passport, just pray God, continue to pray God to help you, pray to God to help you to get something else, because that passport is becoming more and more internationally disgusting and rotten and valueless. It is worthless today. So everybody's prayer, anybody that is still holding Nigeria's international passport should be praying fervently to God to help him get another passport that he can use to travel. Otherwise, you are already in a mess, a very big mess, right? And I'm going to prove it to you right now. So look at this. Let's start with this one. Some of us may have seen this news, but I just want to refresh our memory because there are other things attached to it, which people may not have brought to the limelight. It is from the U.S. mission in Nigeria. Of course, that is the U.S. embassy in Nigeria. Okay, so what are they saying? They said the U.S. Department of State updated this reciprocal non-immigrant visa policy. You see, they will speak some kind of grammar just to make you feel relaxed. But this is a very serious issue. How serious is it? It says, effective today, most non-immigrant and non-official visas for Nigerian citizens will be single entry with 3-month validity. Visas issued before July 8, 2025 remain unchanged. Now, what does this mean? Non-immigrant visa to United States means visas such as visit visa, medical visa, and some other visas like that. There are a number of them. I can't continue mentioning them. But what they are saying is that from this date on, that is July 8th on, if you are a Nigerian, you are holding a Nigerian passport and you want to visit the United States of America, you have only 3 months to stay. How does it affect you as somebody holding Nigerian passport? Before now, non-immigrant visa to the United States was 2 years. It had 2 years validity for Nigerians and, of course, every other person visiting the United States. It was their law. Are you getting it? So any human being that enters the United States on visit basis, has 2 whole years to stay in the United States. But by law, you're not going to work, okay? You don't have the right to work. But at least 2 years in the United States. And from this July, we are still in July, United States has cut that of Nigeria down to 3 months only. Why did they do that? You will see why they did that, because they eventually gave their reason, even though they didn't state it right under here. But we've started seeing the reason, and that is why I decided to make this video, even though this publication was a few days ago. But now that the reason has started coming out, I decided to link them, because here we help you to connect the dots that people may not present to you. 3 months. So if you're holding Nigerian international passport, you are losing 1 year and 9 months. Other countries, even small countries like Cameroon, Ghana, and other countries like that in Africa, they still have those 2 years. But as a Nigerian, you have only 3 months. That's how they look at your value. That's how they rate you. Okay? And you keep shouting, hey, Nigeria, Nigeria is our nation, is our nation, is the heart of Africa. What type of giant is that? That doesn't command international respect from other countries. They look at you as somebody they should throw into the trash. That country needs to be broken into pieces and let people go and develop themselves so as to have international dignity and integrity. Nigeria is a curse and should be stopped. Now, let's continue. As if that was not enough, they decided to do what they call explanation. So they said the U.S. mission Nigeria wishes to address misconceptions about the recent reduction in visa validity for most non-immigrant U.S. visas in Nigeria and other countries. This reduction is not the result of any nation's stance or third country deportees, introduction of e-visa policies, or affiliations with groups like BRICS. So they are just trying to make you feel happy. But did they change anything? Of course, they didn't change. It remains 3 months. So they are just trying to make you feel a bit somehow relaxed, to tap you at the back, to make you feel like you are important. You are not important to them. So they said the reduction in validity is part of an ongoing global review of the use of US visas by other countries using technical and security benchmarks to safeguard US immigration systems. We value our long-standing partnership with Nigeria. And so, long-standing partnership with Nigeria, you value it, but you are cutting down the duration to 3. Look, they are just trying to blow you some fresh air, all right? So you feel like sleeping. They don't value anything. You are already in their blacklist, so long as you hold that Nigerian passport. So they say we value our long-standing partnership with Nigeria and remain committed to working closely with the Nigerian public and government officials to help them meet those criteria and benchmarks, thereby ensuring safe, lawful, and mutual beneficial travel between our nations and blah, blah, blah. It has been cut down. It has been cut down. The only worry I have here is that when they place these kind of sanctions, instead of hitting it on the head of those corrupt politicians, they turn around to affect the ordinary people who are innocent. Hit it on the head of the politicians, the corrupt people. Instead of attacking the corrupt people, they will just allow them and continue to make life more difficult for the ordinary people. So people, this is where you are as a Nigerian. You better begin now to look for a way to dissociate yourself from Nigeria. And that is why I am calling on every Biafran, every Igbo person to begin to support the move to separate from Nigeria, because that's the only solution to this embarrassment. This is an international embarrassment. Okay, so long as you continue to identify with Nigeria, you have no value out there. Let us continue. As if that one was not enough, they went ahead. Okay, to issue more more explanations so that you don't it's so that if you have your head, you will know that they are not joking with you. They are tightening things against you. Okay, they said here, using your visa to travel for the primary purpose of giving birth in the United States so that your child will have US citizenship is not permitted. So for those who want to say, if I get pregnant, towards the time I will be delivering my baby, I will go there and deliver so that my baby will become a US citizen. They have told you point blank here, it is no longer permitted. So stop dreaming. The earlier you create your own country where you will feel accepted, responsible, and respected, the better for you. But so long as you continue to identify with Nigeria, you are in a very big trouble. Consular officers will deny your visa application if they have reason to believe this is your intent. Look at it. We will deny, they wrote the deny in red. We will deny your visa if we believe your primary purpose of travel is to give birth in the United States to get US citizenship for your child. This is not permitted. So they have blocked that way. Why? Because you are a Nigerian. Nigeria is not a country, and that's why they are treating it like this. It is a contraption. They cannot treat a country like this. Other places that are countries, they respect them. So you continue to shout and sing for Nigeria or sing for politicians in that contraption. You are just sinking yourself together with them into one huge mess. What did they say in addition? Look at it. This is where they started giving you their reason. Why Nigerians are urged to endure economic hardship like labor pains, some governors are splurging billions on new government houses. That is Africa Report reveals. All right. So it warns that instead of funding schools, clinics, or agriculture, leaders prioritize buildings they barely use. They add that there is more money, little accountability, and no priority. Such alleged lack of fiscal responsibility fuels inequality and erodes public trust. It was published on one of their documentaries they call Transparency Tuesday. The Africa Report, Nigeria's ruling class splashes billions on government houses. Are you following? And this one was just on July 29th, 2 days ago. Today is 31st July. So people, you see what? You see what they are doing. So this is part of the reasons these people decided to be tightening things for you. All right. That is how they look at you. They look at you people as people who are just prioritizing things that don't just matter at all. Things that don't matter, that is what you people prioritize. Are you getting it? Look at the publication here on the Africa Report. You saw it there, the Africa Report. Nigeria's ruling class splashes billions on government houses. On government houses. And one case in hand is the case of, look at it, look at this one. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke spent a substantial sum renovating the government house last year. The opposition claims at least 10 billion naira, that is $6.5 million was spent. That was in Osun State. There is also another case in hand, the case of Kwara State. Kwara State is going to build another government house. So what is wrong with the existing one? Kwara State is going to build another government house, but we have not had any tangible development done by Kwara State government or governor. So there is job insecurity. There are no jobs for the youth, for the graduates. There is nothing going on in the country in the interest of the ordinary citizen. But what we see all the time is that these criminal politicians keep spending money on their own pleasure. Today, they will buy one boat, they will buy yacht, they will buy private jet, they will buy houses here, they will build their government house, they will spend billions on ordinary renovation, as we saw in this post, in this publication. Ordinary renovation is gulping 10 billion naira. Oh God. So it is not just US that is restricting Nigerians. So look at UAE, United Arab Emirates, bans transit visas, imposes stricter entry rules for Nigerians. That is, if you are planning to go to Dubai, just just cancel it, because the conditions there are extremely difficult now. The United Arab Emirates has imposed tougher entry conditions for Nigerian travelers and banned transit visa applications entirely. So if you are on transit and you want to go through United Arab Emirates, they have banned you from receiving a transit visa. So your journey is going to be in jeopardy if you are holding Nigerian passport. Travel agents confirmed on Tuesday. According to new directives from Dubai Immigration, Nigerians aged 18 to 45 will no longer be eligible for tourist visas unless accompanied by an elderly person or parent. For those aged 45 and above, visa applicants must present a personal 6-month bank statement showing a minimum monthly balance of $10,000 or its naira equivalent. Where are you going to get such money? Before now, it wasn't like that. Before now, at some months ago, they banned Nigerians completely from coming to Dubai. Completely. And when Tinubu came into office, they lied at some point and said that the ban had been lifted. After lying, the next day, the embassy of UAE in Nigeria came out and made the announcement again that they have not lifted it. So after some months, many months, they came and lifted it, and this is the condition. So you are holding a Nigerian passport, you are in a very big mess. And not only that, we are going to be looking at Saudi Arabia as well. Saudi Arabia. Let us see that of Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now, Saudi Arabia has banned a number of countries from entering their country. Okay. And these countries include, why is it closing it right now? Let me bring where we can see it more clearly. Okay, so here we saw it up there, but something is blocking it. I don't want to lose the page. Look at it. These countries, you can see Nigeria here. All right. So, but let's go down and read it under the frequently asked questions. Say, which countries are affected by Saudi Arabia's visa ban? The ban impacts 14 nations, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iraq, Nigeria, Jordan, Algeria, Sudan, Ethiopia, Tunisia, Yemen, and Morocco. Surprisingly, most of the countries I see here are Islamic countries, purely Islamic nations, like Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iraq, Jordan, Algeria, Sudan, Ethiopia. No, Ethiopia is not purely Islamic. Tunisia, Yemen, and Morocco. So Nigeria is also an Islamic nation, which they have been struggling to, to use some kind of means to make it official. All right. But we know that it's already registered with the OIC as an Islamic country. So why would Saudi Arabia be banning all these mostly Islamic nations? Because they know that these people have a lot of corruption tendencies. They are very corrupt. So they don't want Nigerians to come to their country anymore, except by Hajj. So if you are there, if you are going for Hajj, you can go, but any treatment you receive is entirely your business. The people who went last time, recently, They didn't even allow them to lodge in their hotels. Some of them were sleeping outside. So that's the kind of treatment you receive because you are a Nigerian. You cannot to identify yourself as a Nigerian. Now, God didn't create Nigeria, people. Nigeria was not created by God. It is a contraption contracted by one criminal called Lugard, you know, and people just want to unalive every other person just to keep that contraption existing. It is just very disheartening. This thing needs to be broken down. Let people go back to how they were existing before Lugard came to that space to cause this menace. We should begin to look for our countries, in the independent countries, not this type of charade they call a country called Nigeria. Now, look at what is going on in the southeastern part of Nigeria. If you are from the southeast and you have not started using your head to make moves, to support moves, to liberate yourself from Nigeria, you are just the problem of yourself. Look at what Vanguard recorded. Police, military extorted 21.8 billion naira at Southeast roadblocks in 2 months only, written by Intersociety. Intersociety has it that Nigeria police and military extorted no less than 21.8 billion naira from checkpoints, roadblocks. Look at it. According to Vanguard, look at it. It's Vanguard. Look at my mouse up here. So I'm not just making it up. 2 months only. That was December 2024 and January 2025. They extorted this huge amount of money from road users. In Southeast, oh, these things are just happening in Southeast. And you are from the Southeast and you are still shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Look at how they make they mess up our roads. The more you continue to shout one Nigeria, the more stupid you are. Okay? Look at it. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Intersociety, has accused police and military personnel of extorting a staggering 21.8 billion naira from roadblocks in the Southeast geopolitical zone within 2 months. Look at what they are making out of people, poor people. And nobody is saying anything about it. Nothing is happening about it. The government is not even making any move to correct it. There are governors there are senators from there, but their own is just to steal their own share of the money and put it into their pocket. And you call such a place a country? Look at the findings. The findings revealed at least 300 direct military roadblocks and 500 patrol teams in the region, with 98% involved in extortion. What is 98%? It's 100% now. Every roadblock there, they extort people. Each military roadblock reportedly collected an average of 100,000 naira daily, translating to 80 million naira daily or 2.4 billion naira monthly. Are you following? So, I don't understand. Now, police personnel manning about 2,500 roadblocks in the region allegedly raked in an average of 10.5 billion over 2 months, alongside 3.5 billion from barracks extortion and an additional 1 billion from other forms of corruption. And all these things are happening, and nobody is talking. State by state breakdown of police extortion. Look at it. Imo ranks highest, of course, because Hope Uzodinma is a Fulani stooge. Anambra is second because this man called Soludo is another Fulani stooge, and so on. We will not go through all of them. People of God, can you just use your head for once and think? This is what is going on, and you are still singing that you want to remain in Nigeria. I pity you. Let's continue. What else is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is sinking deeper and deeper into corruption is becoming very official and normal in Nigeria. And no country that allows corruption to thrive like that ever does anything good. Look at this one. Greedy FID policemen extort 750,000 Nigeria from falsely accused Kaduna businessman. Now, if you go to the publication, you will see it. This is a businessman in Kaduna. Look at it. Greedy FID policemen extort 750,000 naira from falsely accused Kaduna businessman. Ask for more. Just yesterday, 30th, look at my mouse, 30th July 2025. Now, the policemen accused a businessman called Aliu Abba, falsely, because he had a business, he did a business with an Indian man. He supplied some products to the Indian man. Now, the Indian man has seen the corruption going on in Nigeria and he capitalized on it. He wanted to refuse to pay this man the balance he was owing him. And so he went to the police and, of course, paid them to, begin to begin to persecute this man, Aliu Abba. So the police, even when other police officers there said that the man had no case to answer, the DSS, which is one of the most corrupt agencies in Nigeria, had to write this letter here as another agreement between the two businessmen and force this man to sign, and even put his name. In fact, they even signed it for him. You begin to ask yourself, what type of country is this? What type of country is that? So this man, they have been making him to transfer money into their account when he had no case to answer. Just every day, they will go and catch the man and tell him, hey, there is a case against you. In this case, you must transfer some money. Otherwise, we will make things very horrible for you. So this is evidence of the transfer of the money. 500,000 at one time, 150,000 at another time, and 100,000 at another time. That was how the man was paying money to these corrupt policemen. And nothing is happening about it. Okay? So the man said in part, when I got there on June 16th, they asked me questions and I responded with all the documents I had. Most of them agreed. Most of the policemen agreed I had no case to answer. But one man called Gazama, this one, who is the personal assistant to the Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG there, was insisting I had a case. So it is this Gazama that is forcing him to transfer all this money you've been seeing. That is Nigeria for you. And you say you have a country. So continue thinking. Just continue thinking that you have a country. All right? And you will see what becomes of it very shortly. So now, what do we have here? This is Senate. This is Senate. The Senate of Nigeria. They call themselves distinguished senators. But listen to what this man has to say.
We all represent constituencies. We need.
Just a little bit. Give me some time. So let me make the audio a bit audible. So this is a senator talking, and I would like you to pay ardent attention to what he has to say. All right.
All represent constituencies. We need to go home and say, this is how these monies, when borrowed, will impact in either security, what amount in agriculture. When it comes to states, let's know how much goes into this state. President, I listened to the committee presentation and I listened to Senator Olamileko, the chairman of appropriation. First and foremost, Mr. President, this has to do with our collective inheritance. This is a loan that my generation and generation yet unborn will be saddled to payment.
Okay, so this senator here is talking about the money they usually borrow. You know, the usual practice. They keep borrowing money, and after borrowing, you don't see what the money is used for. And so that is what this man is complaining about. He's talking as if he is reasonable, but maybe he is at this point, because all of them are the same. They are all criminals, as you see them here, sitting or standing. They are all criminals. So sometimes when they shout like this, it is because the money they wanted to loot didn't come to them. So you see them standing and shouting like this. So they are borrowing, and there is no, number one, there is no means of paying back the borrowed loan. And number two, the money doesn't go into anything at all. They just borrow money today, and tomorrow the money fizzles into the pockets of just very few of them in government. And that is what this man is complaining about. Listen to him.
Or to pay. Yes, this is a proposed payment plan, borrowing plan, but in this document, there is no indication of how these loans will be paid.
Did you hear
That
that?
is one.
Let me
Borrowing
repeat it.
plan, but in this document, there is no indication of how these loans will be paid.
Did you hear that again? There is no indication of how these loans will be paid. So they are borrowing money and sharing it among themselves, and then leaving the debt burden upon you and me as innocent people to come and pay it tomorrow through tax, through some kind of deduction from your bank account every now and then, through whatever means. You'll be paying money you never use for anything. You'll be paying money that wasn't used to make the environment a bit enjoyable for you. No good roads, no electricity. This is what these criminals do here. Once Tinubu writes a letter that he wants to borrow more, they will quickly sign it, because surely they will get some share out of it. And this is where you call a country, right? It is a shithole country, a very terrible shithole, if you don't know.
That is one. Secondly, if you look at the committee's report, on page 3, number 1, that the loan shall specify the purpose of which the borrowing is intended, which shall only be a long-term capital expenditure and human capital development. Going further on page 8, Mr. President.
I will not continue listening to them, because this is just the usual rhetoric. At the end of the day, they will do nothing. All right? Just take part of this loan and give to this man that is talking. He will keep quiet. The next time, if you ask him, do you have anything to say? He will say, no, I'm satisfied by every explanation given. And that means he has collected his own. This is not how a country is run anywhere in the world. It is only in Nigeria that I see this type of rubbish happen, and everybody is just keeping quiet. The most people can do is to come to social media and talk. And when you ask for action, the same people who are suffering will turn around and go to the politicians and collect money from them, print a very large banner and say, we support Akpabio, we support Senator that. I mean, I don't know how people in that contraption reason. It is just very disheartening. We will see some of them, how they reason. And you begin to ask yourself, are these people all right at all? They just give you one chicken change, and you begin to sing praises for one big idiot. Look at this one. Look at this one. This is at Maraba, near Abuja. And what is going on here? It is celebrities, okay? musicians, film actors, comedians, and the rest of them. They just gathered themselves in this truck, in this trailer. And what are they doing? They are campaigning for Tinubu. They are singing praises for Tinubu. That is where it bothers me. Does it mean these people don't have senses? And as if that is not enough, they are campaigning for him, telling you Tinubu will fix Nigeria, and they are sharing 500 naira to people and giving them biscuits. 500 naira and biscuits, that's what they are sharing to people. Is it what people are going to eat in their families? Look at it.
Relax, Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. This is exactly what I saw when I
See,
went to
Tinubu
Maraba.
is
Some people
fixing
have
Nigeria.
sold their integrity for political campaign. Look at their faces. Deceiving the citizens and feeding them with lies. I'll be playing a record of their video. Oh yeah, listen to what they have to say.
See, Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. Relax, Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. That is what they wrote on the banner.
To fear upon una speech. Has it not gotten to the extent of using children for political campaign? Just imagine sharing biscuit and 500 naira for this children. The worst of it all is tribalism. I said I will never talk about politics, but they pay me for body, they pay me. Shame no, they catch these old men and they listen to them.
Look at it. They're saying, make una clap for Jagaban. That is clap for Tinubu. Clap for him that he's doing what?
If you enter Abuja now, you go like what the wicked they do for Abuja.
These are basic social amenities that are supposed to be provided to the citizen for crying out loud.
They come and invest for our house. If I don't like us, we don't do e-gates for our airports them. Plenty other things go come. And our Baba they do.
So these are your so-called celebrities, the people you so much respect, okay, who are supposed to be the voice of the ordinary people. Look at what they are doing. They are rather the voice of criminal politicians, telling you clap for Tinubu. Clap for Tinubu for what? Now look at the road on which they are driving. Look at road, very dirty and unkempt. Look at it. And they are saying clap for Tinubu. They can't even sweep their street roads. Honestly. So, people, now after seeing all these things, what is your thought? What do you think Nigeria is up to? Nigeria has spent more than 60 years since after independence. And this is what the most we can see. They come to the street and begin to share 500 naira and biscuits to children. Now, this campaign they are doing now, what is it for? Instead of you to go down to work, whatever you know you are supposed to do, go and do it. Stop talking. Somebody said, if you want to work, do less talking. But if you see somebody who talks a lot, hire people like this, pay them to go and begin to shout on the street, that person is not ready to work and has nothing to do. He has nothing to offer. That's why he wants to use his mouth to build a paradise on earth. Because if you have something to do, you won't have time to hire people and tell them to go and be talking and spend money you are supposed to invest on amenities, sharing on the street. Which government does a thing like this? Even if you want to give the people some kind of financial incentive, it should be well organized. It has to be paid through banks, not by this kind of lucky game. Whoever comes and gets, you throw money and anybody who collects. No. There are some other countries that do this kind of amenities for children. And what they do is you give your account number, and according to the law, they pay in a certain amount of money into the account for the upkeep of the children. All right? And it's not by lucky game. It is not by going on the streets of Abuja. It is something that will go around the whole country, and everybody, every family, whether you are rich or poor, you will benefit from it. But in Nigeria, look at what they do. And they call it a country. Look, let me sound it again. If you are a Biafran, if you are an Igbo person, and you are still clamoring one Nigeria, you are a very, very stupid person. Your foolishness has not ended. You are still swimming inside a very large ocean of it. And you need to come back to your senses to know that this thing is a contraption and not a country. It is a business, a very dangerous business enterprise of Europe and America. And only them benefit from it, not you. They don't care about your life. They can unalive you just to keep their business flourishing. And their business is that country. Don't forget that even your so-called President Tinubu is an active asset to the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States. So you can imagine when your president is an asset of an agency of the US, but what value do you have? That is why the United States can toss you about like this with visa restrictions and nothing will happen. So the earlier you begin to think home, to think independence of your own sovereign nation according to your tribe, because abroad, what they call nation is tribe. What they call nation is tribe. All right. That is why even in the United Kingdom, you have nations there. You have the Northern Ireland, they have their tribe. It is a tribe, but they call it nation. They have Scotland, it is a tribe, they have their lifestyle, it is a nation. They have England, is another tribe. Then they have Wales, it is another tribe. So these four countries make up the United Kingdom. And that is how they live their lives. And they respect themselves. And their lives is better for them because they rule themselves according to their law and their culture. But here, people are contracted. Fulani, which is always retrogressive in mindset, they are meshed together with people like you, a Biafran, and you keep shouting that, yes, we are one Nigeria. You must be a very stupid person and have to think twice. A normal human being doesn't reason like that. Once you see somebody that doesn't work in tandem with your own ideology, you make sure that you stay on your own lane from that person. The more you continue to work with a retrogressive person, you will soon become retrogressive. And that is why Igbos are beginning to reason like Fulanis today. You better use your senses. We are here telling you what you need to know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has shouted this thing for several years. Today, we are beginning to see the truth. It is only those who don't like truth that don't see the truth. Many things he has said have manifested. It's only Biafra that has not come, but it will come. So if you like yourself, better join the struggle for the sovereign state of Biafra. Every Saturday, we stay here and make donation for our struggle, and you are not to go to the war front. You are not to go to the forefront either. People are doing that for you. We have our government, the Biafra Republic government in exile, ably led in acting capacity by Mazi Ogenkere there in the United States, on behalf of Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is facing trial now in Finland as a result of the hypocrisy of Finland and European Union. But he will come out and we will get Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also there suffering in Nigeria still because of the same Biafra on your behalf. The best you can do for him is to support this struggle so that we add so much force that we force Nigeria to release these two gentlemen. So every Friday, come here, join our channel. We always stream the fundraising and you make your donation as much as you can, no matter how small, no matter how big. We need people like you to come and support. We show you how to make your donation. Our government is doing the work. The government in exile is doing their work at the diplomatic level, speaking with the international community to recognize us. And our army is there at home, slugging it out with Fulani Janja, with criminals, both those in uniform and those terrorists in our bushes, dealing with them. So if you make your donation, we get the materials they need to continue to do their work adequately. But if you don't, look, insecurity is expanding everywhere. And one day it may reach your village and you may be a victim, or your family may become a victim tomorrow. So that you have not become a victim today doesn't mean that you are free. They are expanding. They are bringing insecurity to your village. So the earlier you learn this, the better for you. Thank you very much. And if you have your senses, you better learn. Thank you for listening once again. And I would like to see you every Saturday here to make your own donation and contribution in order to work out your country for yourself. No country was built by another country. It is the people of that country that contributed the way we do every Saturday in order to form their country and build it. And every country you see that is good today pass through this rigorous process. Some of you run away and say, hey, will it be possible? It is very difficult. Yes, it is human beings that make difficult things to work. All right. So if you chicken out, you are a coward. Come here and join the struggle. And at last, all of us will enjoy, like what you people are running away to other countries to go and enjoy. You don't know that those people work for it. They paid the price. So you must pay the price to get your own country as well. You can't remain a coward forever. All right. So that is it that we have for you for today. Hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now.